Hello students, today we will be solving more than one linear equations in two variables simultaneously. Okay, so as we had discussed in the previous video that any linear equation in two variables could be of four different categories. It could be ax plus by is greater than c, or it could be strictly less than c, or it could be greater than or equal to c and strictly less than or equal to c. And then we had done how to solve how to show the solution or how to find the solution area. We had seen that we have to, in any case, whether it's a strict inequality of on these cases or slack inequality in these cases, we will always take the line corresponding to these, that is ax plus by plus, equal to c. We will plot it on the graph. It divides the given xy plane into two halves. Okay, part 1 and part 2. Now all points lying on this line, they are solutions to the equation ax plus by equal to c, and therefore if it is a slack inequality, we draw the line using bold line, whereas if it's a strict inequality, since the points on the line are not to be considered, we draw a dotted line to show that it's just being used to mark the division in the xy plane. Right, so this is the first thing which we had seen. Second thing is that then once this line is drawn either with a bold line or with a dotted line, it divides xy plane into two parts, and any one part will be a solution to one of the inequalities. Means all the points lying in one of the areas would be solution to the inequality greater than or greater than 0, and all the points lying on the other area would be the solution to the inequality, corresponding inequality of less than c. And there is no intermingling of points, that is, no point on this side can satisfy the other inequality and vice versa. So with this we had drawn various inequalities in two variables. Now we have to come to solving more than one inequality in two variables. So what we do is, there is nothing much to it. We follow exactly the same procedure for each one of those lines which are given to us. The only difference is all the graphs of the various inequations to be solved together will be drawn on the same graph, and the common shaded area will be the solution area. That's it, will be the solution area. So we will draw each of the lines which are given to us on the same graph, and we will shade also accordingly, the same way as using the same procedure which we had done in the previous exercise. Okay, but since we are drawing all the lines on the same graph and shading each one of them, we will get some common shaded area, and that will be the solution which will satisfy each one of the equations. So now let's start with exercise 6.3. Now first of all, let's take the first set of inequalities, that is x is greater than or equal to 3 and y is greater than or equal to 2. Now clearly so first of all we have to draw them. Now what we do is, we take first of all we have to solve x is greater than or equal to 3. So consider x equal to 3. Clearly it's a line parallel to the y axis passing through x equal to 3. Now we consider origin and substitute origin in x greater than 3. So 0 greater than 3 does not satisfy. So side other than origin to be shaded is the solution area. Okay, then we check with y equal to 2 because we have to take y greater than or equal to 2. So again, it's a line parallel x-axis. Second thing is that we put origin in the inequality. So we get y greater than 2. We substitute, again it does not satisfy. So side other than origin to be shaded. Now once we have written this, now let's draw the graph. Okay, now let's draw the xy plane, and we have the points 1 2 3 4 5 here, 1 2 3 4 5, similarly 1 2 3 4 5 and 1 2 3, like this way we take it. Right, now we have to x equal to 3 is a line passing through 3. So, and since it is a slack inequality, we will be drawing a bold line. Now this is the line x equal to 3 which we will be mentioning here. Now side other than the origin is to be shaded, means this is the solution area for x greater than or equal to 3. Now we draw the line y equal to 2. Y equal to 2 is this line, which is y equal to 2, passing through y equal to 2. Now again, side other than the origin is to be shaded. We choose a different direction to show the shading. Now clearly this is the common shaded area. This is the common shaded area, which is the solution area. So what do we write? The common shaded area is the solution area. Is it clear? So it's very simple. We have to just keep drawing. Preferably you could use different colors to do the shading, or you could use different directions or to shade. Or another way of doing it is that ultimately you just show here that this line is getting shaded this way, and you just darken the spot which is the common shaded area. So either ways you can express your answer. Now before we take up main questions, so let's take up, you will realize that many questions have x greater than or equal to 0 and y greater than or equal to 0. Now we know that x equal to 0 represents y axis, and x greater than and x is greater than or equal to 0 in the first and fourth quadrants. Similarly, y equal to 0 represents the x axis, and y greater than or equal to 0 represents y is greater than or equal to 0 in the first and second quadrant. So if both are simultaneously given to us, we get x greater than or equal to 0, y greater than or equal to 0 will imply and implied by, we have first and fourth quadrant, first and second quadrant. So it is first quadrant only is the common solution area which satisfies both x greater than or equal to 0 and y greater than or equal to 0. Now another way of writing these two together is, sometimes you will also find x comma y greater than or equal to 0 also means the same thing, that is both x and y are greater than or equal to 0. So let me just take one question to explain how to do the questions simultaneously. Let me take up question number, or let me take up one or two questions. Question number 2, it says that 3x plus 2y is less than or equal to 12, and then we have x is greater than or equal to 1 and y is greater than or equal to 2. Let's take up this one first. So what do we have? We have to first do the plotting of the line. So first we take this, then we will work on this, and then we'll work on this, and then we will plot the graph. So for this we will be considering the equation first. So 3x plus 2y is equal to 12. We plot the points. So we have to choose 2 points. When x is 0, y is 6, y is 0, x is 4. So and then we just choose origin in the inequality, that is x plus 2y is less than 12. So what do we get? 0 less than 12, which is true. So side containing origin is solution side to be shaded. Right, now we come to x greater than or equal to 0. Corresponding equation is x equal to 1, line parallel y axis through x equal to 1. Then you put origin in the corresponding inequation, that is 0 is greater than 1, which is false. So side not containing origin to be shaded. Similarly, we do consider y equal to 2. This is a line parallel to x axis, and then we put origin in the line, the inequality. So we get 0 greater than 2. Again doesn't solve. So side not containing origin to be shaded. Now let's start drawing. So basically we need points 0, 6, 4, 0. Okay, so we just quickly draw the graph. So what do we get? Just take this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now we need the points 0, 6, which is this 0, 6, and then we need the point 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4, 0. And since it's a slack inequality, we draw by a bold line. We join them by a bold line. So it divides it into two portions. And we have discussed that side containing the origin is the solution area. So we just shade the entire area towards the origin. So now here you have to be careful that we have to include all the quadrants while shading. Okay, so this is the line. This line is 3x plus 2y equal to 12, and this side is 3x plus 2y is less than or equal to 12. Now we draw the straight line x equal to 1. X equal to 1 is a line parallel to the y-axis passing through x equal to 1. Side not containing the origin is to be shaded. So we have this is the portion which is x greater than or equal to 1. This is x equal to 1. Now we see that we have already got a common shaded area as this one. Now another line is y is greater than or equal to 2. So first of all, through the line, through the part y equal to 2, we draw a line. So this is y equal to 2, and side other than origin is the common area, and so we get this is y greater than or equal to 2. So the common shaded area is this small triangular area. Okay, we can name it as A, B, C, and we report the common shaded area A, B, C is the required area. Same way, I can take one more question. Let me take up a question which involves more than two inequations so that you will understand how to deal with them. So let me take up question number 10. Question number 10 says 3x plus 4y is less than or equal to 60. Next is x plus 3y is less than or equal to 30. Next is x is greater than or equal to 0. Next is y is greater than or equal to 0. First of all, we see that x is greater than or equal to 0 and y greater than or equal to 0 means the first quadrant. So whatever we have to do, we have to shade only in the first quadrant. And now let us analyze these two inequations, sorry. Now here what do we have? We take the corresponding straight line, that is 3x plus 4y equal to 60. Right now, just like usual, x, y, when x is 0, y is 15. When y is 0, x is 20. Right now, then we take put origin in the inequality, that is 3x plus 4y is less than 60. So what you get, 0 is less than 60, which is true. So side containing origin to be shaded. Right now we consider this one. So for this we take x is x plus 3y equal to 30. Again we take 2 points, x, y. When x is 0, y is 10. When y is 0, x is 30. Now you put origin in the inequality, that is x plus 3y less than 30, 0 less than 30, which is satisfied. And so side containing origin to be shaded, and because of these two inequations we have the first quadrant. Now since here we have to take since here we need 15, 20, 10, 30, so we have to take a bigger scale for our plotting of graph. So let's take the scale as 1 unit is equal to one portion is equal to 5 units. Okay, so what do we get? We get 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Maximum we need 30, so 35. Okay, so this is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. This is the x-axis. And since because of the first last two inequations we have to concentrate only on the first quadrant, so we take the remaining very small. We stress more on the first quadrant. Now we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Okay, so here also 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and this is the y direction. Now let's start plotting. For the first line we need x equal to 0, y equal to 15. So this is the point 15 comma 0 comma 15. Okay, now then we need 20 comma 0. 20 comma 0 is this point, and it's a slack inequality, so we join them by a bold line. So this is one line. This line is equal to we write it as 3x plus 4y equal to 60. Now the side containing origin is to be shaded, means we just show small arrows rather than drawing that. So basically, just to avoid confusion when the number of lines is more than 2. Okay, so this is the side which we require. Next line is passing through 0 comma 10. So we have 0 comma 10, and then we have the next point is 30 comma 0. So this is 30 comma 0. Again it's a slack inequality, and so we use a bold line to join the 2 points. Okay, now this equation is x plus 3y is equal to 30, and the side to be shaded is the side containing origin. So again we draw arrows to show this. Now here what we have is, so far this is the common area which we are getting. Now because of x greater than or equal to 0, we get this direction because of x greater than or equal to 0, and because of y greater than or equal to 0, we get this portion. This is y greater than or equal to 0. And so the common shaded area is this area. And we conclude that the shaded area is the solution area. And that's it. Okay, so with this you all can do all questions of exercise 6.3. Thank you.